see if Uilli Herings's opponent.
Yeah, or gets punched. 19-0. It looks like Ivan Drago right here.
Yeah, when you have a fighter in boxing with 19-0,
Amateur, this is the guy they're preparing. Yeah, this is the guy they're preparing to go. These are pro fights too. We don't know what his amateur record is. This guy can have 100 amateur fights. 19-0 as a pro. Once you start pushing over 15, they start really looking at you as a contender. And the goals, by the time you get to 20, you're starting to look at title shots. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
there's a ball in the other corner. Referee Jack Reese does a great job. There's a physique difference.
It says 6'1" and 5'11", but that looks like a lot more than a 2-inch difference in height, if you ask me. That looks more like 6'2" and 5'9", but
And the weight is supposed to be Herring only 4 pounds more than Kutcher. Kutcher, the WBC International Champion, Herring, the UBO World Cruiserweight Champion. It's a cruiserweight matchup, which in boxing is around that 200 limit.
actually both guys showing some good technical boxing already. Good jabs from both guys, straight punches. Just as I say that, he throws the wild haymaker over the top. But
I'm immediately going to be looking for Kutcher to be doing what you would expect a tall, long fighter like that to do. Would you have a little bit more of a European stance, a little bit more upright, use that range, make Herring have to reach for him and put himself off balance in doing so.
Absolutely, and keep the range, and you can't, he's already starting to not do what you're saying. He's already eaten.
That's why I bring it up.
An overhand and a left hook, a couple of them, and he's letting Willie get inside like that, and you can't, he's covered, he's okay, but you can't let a guy do that in the later rounds. This is 8 rounds here. That's you can't let a guy do that for 8 rounds.
Willie Herring's got that stockier, wide, Tyson-esque physique, and he's taking that kind of an approach to the longer, taller fighter by punching his way inside underneath and then coming up with power.
Up and over the top. Tyson used to do that so well, would drop low and come up with the rising hook, body, head, boom, and that hook, that left hook was devastating.
And if Herring keeps doing that, it's going to start working for him more and more.
Absolutely.
Kutcher, yeah, and that's why I brought up what I said, is because I think he needs to use those physical attributes to make Herring have disadvantages that he has.
Absolutely, and the thing is that you see with the bigger guys is they have to use that jab, because most big guys don't have the wheels. They don't have the footwork. And if you don't have an incredible jab as a big, tall guy like this, you got to have footwork. That's just how it is in the bigger guy. Now, if you're lighter weight and you're tall, you're golden. You can move. You got good footwork. But in this weight, you better have a really solid jab,
yeah,
some really solid footwork if you're that.
That's a lot of what the late Emmanuel Stewart did with Lennox Lewis. He helped him develop a left hook, which he didn't have before, and he helped him with his footwork a lot. The jab he had, but I think he underutilized it, and then so Stewart helped him with all 3 of those things, and you saw evidence of that at first when he fought Tommy Morrison, and he was using that left hook like crazy against a big left hooker, and it made a difference.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I agree with you. He's got some go-to things with his physical attributes, and we need to see more of them being used. You get the impression he has, having that kind of record.
He's got him.
That's why I'm surprised he's not.
But the other thing is, this could be one of these in the later rounds where he eats a few of these punches.
You got a stare down from Herring at the end of the round there.
He wasn't happy about something.
Bloody nose too for Kutcher.
Yeah, and the thing is, Kutcher, it could be a couple of rounds where he finds his range and lets Willie throw some big punches, looking for an early knockout, and starts landing that jab, and eventually starts keeping him at bay as he gets more tired, and builds his distance throughout the fight. very possible that that's what he does. He may be a slow starter that builds his distance throughout the fight. I've seen it before. A lot of times the inside power punchers, they tire themselves out. See how much of a grinder Willie Herring is.
Immediately, the thing that jumps to mind with Willie Herring is that it's not the first time, either in a fight or in training, that he's had to deal with a longer, taller guy, and he already knew how to get inside.
Yeah, and
comfortably.
And he's smiling, which is always a good sign.
Well, he's not had anything to put a dent in his confidence.
No, nice fast jabs
at this point.
Willie has a great jab actually for a. For a small, for the shorter fighter, he's got a really solid fast jab.
He's no red herring. He's definitely making Kutcher have to deal with stuff that he might not otherwise have to.
I got to be honest with you, I don't know much about either one of these guys coming into this fight, and you never know, you know, what a guy's going to look like technically, and I'm pretty impressed actually with Willie Herring's technical boxing skill. He's very, you know, with a guy who's got a record, it's a lot of fights, but you know, 14 and 11, you know, it's pushing 500, and
right.
You know, but he has got some good technical skill. He keeps his hands up good. He's got a really fast, clean jab. He moves pretty well. And he's not a bad technical boxer.
No, and he's also showing intelligence because he's got a plan to offset those attributes we've been talking about, and he's sticking to it.
Yeah, and he moves the right way. He gets inside, and then he stays away when he needs to stay away, and then he gets inside, goes to the body, goes to the head. He's very focused too. Look at his eyes. He's focused. He's reading what Kutcher's doing.
It's exactly what I was going to say. It's not the same observation, but I was going to say, if you look at his eyes and his face, he is completely comfortable and in the zone.
Absolutely.
No doubt has been created between those eyes.
Well, one thing that a lot of guys do that I talked about with the fight earlier, the Muay Thai fight, the last fight, you got to be careful. Low blow. One thing Willie does that he needs to be careful of, that if I was his trainer, I would be on him about, is stepping that back foot forward, especially in boxing. Squaring up and stepping forward and standing square in front of your opponent is never a good idea. So he should be sitting on those punches instead of letting his foot come around with the punch. He should be sitting on his punches more. If his back foot moves a little bit too far forward, it's going to take power away, and it's going to set his chin up for a counter left hook.
Yeah, Herring is just doing all the right stuff to get inside and land. And he's not taking a lot of abuse to do it.
No. He said not yet. And he just needs to, he said, needs to be careful of getting countered later on.
Right hand.
Nice right. Yeah, Kutcher is just standing there. He's standing way too close and just way too static for a guy of his size.
Yeah, he's close, he's static, he's bringing the head and shoulders down.
Stand tall. You know, if you're a tall fighter, fight tall. That's the way. That's what I would do. I'd fight tall and lanky, and he's not doing it. He's nowhere near out of this fight. I'll tell you that. He's showing some promise. He's definitely got skill there. 19-0. You can tell he knows what he's doing, but he's got to find his rhythm. He hasn't been able to find his rhythm yet.
I agree. I think the problem is, though, when you have enough savvy and technique and skill, that the best thing you're doing in the fight is not losing handily to a guy who's fighting technically sound like Herring.
Yeah.
It means there's more to be done. I think it's, you know, what I'm saying is that a lesser fighter might already be out or having a lot more trouble with Herring. Yeah. He's good, he knows what he's doing, like you say, and I think because of that he's in the fight, but he's not winning the fight.
No. If I were his corner, what I'd have him do is I'd have him do the 1-3 instead of the 1-2. Like, I would have him work the hook off the jab. There's the right foot stepping forward again by Uilli Hering. And if you throw the jab, make Hering counter with the right. He likes to lead with his right, and you counter over the top of his right with a left hook. See how he steps forward? There's the left hook.
Hering is about to make Dmytro Kучер not have an undefeated record. He's coming in with no trepidation whatsoever. That's part of the problem, is that he's not made Hering think before he comes in.
Well, that's my point. That's where Hering could get in trouble. Is if Kучer can counter, throw his jab, hook off the jab, he can catch Uilli coming in. There it is. See, jab and hook. Exactly what I'm saying. Throw the jab, hook off the jab, and he can catch him coming in because he comes in really strong with that right.
I agree. And in no way was I saying that Uilli Hering's got this thing in the bag by coming forward. I'm just saying is that he's not made Hering even second guess doing it.
Right, he doesn't. Yeah, there's no need. There's no reason for him to yet. We'll see after this round. Yeah, he has no fear because he hasn't been. His chin hasn't been chested. That was a nice body shot. See, and here we go. Kучer's starting to find a little bit of rhythm, a little bit. And maybe that's what he needed. Maybe he needed Hering to get confident and come forward really hard. That may be exactly what he needed to get his rhythm. Yeah,
but just like an elderly relative at a wedding doing the electric slide, a little bit of rhythm isn't going to get you through the dance. He needs more.
Yes.
I had a hard time saying elderly.
Yes.
I'm going to practice that. Probably because I'm getting old.
And if I was Boss Rutan, I'd be singing "Rhythm is a Dance." I'd be singing some kind of song with rhythm. I don't know, wouldn't I?
You could be all those guys. It'd be like having them here. Now we're seeing Kучer open up his attack a little bit, and I would actually like to see how Uilli Hering would handle being pressed against the ropes, being made to go backwards, and deal with incoming while looking to counter. So far, he's been able to pick his shots.
And I think what you do when you're a long fighter, then you can put your opponent on the ropes. You can do what I like to call ebbing and flowing. You keep them just off, you're just far enough away to where they can't circle off the ropes, but you're not completely on top of them. You're in and out, and keeping them on the ropes without overly pressuring them. And that's what you can do as a long fighter, that ebb and flow. And I think if he could do that, he could start really getting some good long shots in there, and then start going to the body.
I'm going to point out something sometimes where the numbers don't make sense. For example, Hering far better than a 14-11 record. Now here's another number that's going to make sense. 8 rounds. That might be why Kучer's starting slow. He may be pacing himself to go into the further part of the fight, because he is now in this round beginning to act like a fighter who wants to win.
Yep.
And that's 3 rounds in.
Well, there's 5 rounds left. Kучer looking a little bit frustrated in his corner. And I don't know that he needs to be frustrated. I know that he is. Not so much of a smile on Uilli Hering's face this round. He's still got good composure. He's still keeping that right high, pumping that left.
4th round, Dmytro Kучer, black and white. Uilli Hering in the red with white trim. And the 3rd round was the first round that Hering had some trouble. I wouldn't even say a lot of trouble yet.
Yeah, and I wonder, sometimes the more muscular guy, they tend to tire out faster. So we got 5 rounds left. We don't know, we don't know what his gas tank looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like he has show muscle. He looks like he's athletically built.
Yeah, he is for sure. But we just don't know what his gas tank's going to be like. And talking about 14-11 record, you say, well, what is? This guy's really technically sound for a guy with a 14-11 record. Well, maybe you get in those later rounds.
Yeah, guys that weather the early storm push him into the back part of the fight. That could be the case, and
he's definitely slowing down. He's definitely slowing down.
Dmytro Kучer starting to turn it up now.
Coming forward now.
There could be a changing of the guard.
Oh, and standing tall. Standing tall, throwing that hook.
I got a feeling from just looking at Herring and his attitude and the way he looks like he's performing, that if he starts getting beat and he starts getting hit with some shots and getting rocked, he's going to come alive too. We're going to have a slugfest.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's going to slow him down. I think it's going to make him mad. Nice inside hook by Herring.
Shot to the body. Kучer's he's attacking the body, going body head a lot more now, which is what his opponent was doing to him earlier. And it's what his corner was telling him. His corner was telling him, go to the body.
Kучer pushing and circling off. He's breaking away without throwing shots on the break. I think that might be a good opportunity for him to land a few more.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what he should throw.
And he's not
always punch on the break. Stick a jab in there, stick a hook in there, stick something as you come out. That was a good. Now, this is the first round I've really seen Kучer throw with pop.
Yes, I would agree with that. He's been popless up until this point.
Yes.
Looks like some nice fluidity and straight shots from Kучer when he throws them.
Yeah, and like I said, now when he puts pop on it and a little snap on those punches, he's got a mean punch.
That's inside right again by Herring.
So that was a good round, closest round I think yet.
Going into number 5, Uwe Herring in the red, Dmytro Kучer in the black. Of course, Kучer with his name in his trunks, Herring with his name in his trunks. Makes it a lot easier, I think, to identify.
Yeah, absolutely.
The who's who of who.
And Kучer coming forward this round. Like he came out this round with a little bit of fire. First time we've seen that.
We haven't discussed the corner in this fight as much as for an instruction. But, I mean, clearly somebody in that corner should be telling him, you're allowed to hit the guy in the red. It's okay. If he gets mad, he might hit you back.
Well, which is funny you say that because it's actually what's happening now. Is he almost seems to be getting an emotional response now. As you saw Uilli Herring throwing some leaping punches, trying to knock him out with one punch, and that's not a good strategy, especially against a long fighter. To just abandon his technique, which has been really solid throughout this fight. Now he's switched to the southpaw stance.
Why would he do that though? Just because there's been hints now of Kучer using his size and fighting?
I've seen it in kickboxing, I've seen it in MMA. Rarely do I see people switch stances in boxing. I don't know why you would switch stances.
Yeah, I guess my point is that I don't think Kучer's done enough to Herring to make him think he needs to adapt and change what he's doing.
But he's getting sloppy. We talked about how good his look, he's squaring up, he's jumping in with punches. It looks like he's getting frustrated even though he was up to this point winning this fight. I don't know why he would be getting frustrated, but he appears to be fighting. He appears to be fighting like a frustrated fighter. Now getting warned for grabbing the back of the head. I guess there's no tie clinch in boxing.
Almost saw an elbow there by Herring. Did the right hand and then pulled it, and the elbow kind of went up front first.
Maybe this is full rules Muay Thai stuff. Clinching and elbows. If I see a leg kick, I'm gonna go crit. Now, Kutcher fighting southpaw.
Yeah, I just noticed that myself. I was wondering why he was doing that.
But Kutcher really trying to close the ring off now.
He is, but he's one camera away from being paparazzi. All he's doing is following him.
He started the round strong, and going to the body and then the uppercut was working for him at the very beginning of this round. But his jab is now starting to hog, and he needs to pop that jab out there. Again, looked like almost an elbow.
Very close, but he turned it over just enough to get the leather up front.
Another close round. Last 2 rounds have been close.
You're watching Chaos at the Casino. Which casino? Hollywood Park Casino. Where? Inglewood, California. Just fly into Los Angeles International Airport, and then we're a couple minutes away. Lights Out Promotions bringing us a great night of combat sports. Muay Thai, boxing, mixed martial arts will round off our card tonight. And our promoter, George Basmajian, really one of the guys who knows how to match make fights. Gets to put together really nicely too, where at the very least, if the fight doesn't turn out the way you hope, you can see on paper why it should have.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like we talked about earlier, not necessarily in this case, but uses a lot of the local Southern California Armenian fighters, which, like I said, I never get bored watching them fight.
Yeah, that is a talent pool deep enough that it needs its own lifeguard right there. Scheduled for 8 rounds. This, I believe, number 6.
Indeed. And it's closed. The gap has closed.
Yeah, Dmytro Kutcher, he's in the black, Uilly Hering in the red. Hering took over the first 2, almost 3 rounds.
And then the last few have been close. But I think again, Kutcher's starting to, like we talked about earlier, turn the corner.
I like that he's...
That's an ebb and flow style I was talking about.
Yes.
On the ropes.
I like that he's throwing the jab and then turning it over to a hook without recoiling it. I like that technique a lot, and he's starting to use it now.
Jabbing off the hook. And frustrating his opponent, switching stances, hands down.
But look what's happening now for the first time. Decisively, Kutcher going forward, Hering going back.
Yeah, and again, switching stances, and now both guys fighting southpaw. Oh, ate a good left, a good straight right. I guess it was a jab, but it was a southpaw jab.
Combination, nice there. That's what we've been waiting to see. There's your 19-0 fighter.
Well, maybe that was a strategy. Maybe the strategy was to get Hering tired, burn him out a little bit, make him get emotional and start throwing wild shots and losing his composure, which he's. I'm not saying he's done completely. He's still a good technical boxer, but it's the switching stances and squaring up.
He's still technical.
It's not the same guy we saw in the first 2 rounds though, with that fast left jab and that really good technical stance. Now he's got him. Kutcher's got him in the corner. Going to the body, not letting him off those ropes.
See, this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Kutcher start taking the fight to Hering and damaging Hering And then I expect in that case that Herring would wake up even more, not turtle up and take it. I think that'll get Herring going. We'll have a good slugfest happening.
I don't think there's been an end of a round that hasn't ended in a stare down.
Every round, Herring looks him up and down like it's the beginning of the fight. Seventh round of action coming up. This one's scheduled for 8.
Two experienced guys. A lot of fights under their belt. Oh, nice combination right out of the gate for Kutcher. 1-2 right down the pipe.
I like what he's doing a lot more. I still would like him to see I'd like to see more from him of keeping the distance, keeping Herring on the outside of his range, and then catching him and moving out.
Absolutely, in and out. It's a long fighter's game, and that's, he needs to throw combos, then move out, and make Herring miss, and then come right back in and counter the miss. When he does that, he's effective. He's done it a few times. Now he's getting a little confident. This is what we talked about. This looks more like a 19-0 fighter right here. He's doing what he needs to do to frustrate Herring and make Herring make mistakes. That's what he's got to do.
Almost backhanding the jab was Herring there.
Again, from the southpaw stance.
He's switching back and forth often now.
Yeah. I'm not sure I would necessarily approve of that strategy. That was a good overhand right. It missed, though. I mean, glanced. What happened there? Was that a slip?
I think so.
I didn't see what happened.
It was not a knockdown, clearly. Seventh round of action. Herring red, Kutcher in the black.
Now Herring tying him up, push him around, trying to slow down the fight. It's a tough fight to call, it really is.
Kutcher switching up a lot too.
Oh, nice left. And now eating a few. That was a good little exchange there. Oh, great lead uppercut, just missed. And there's one from Herring. One more round.
final round of boxing. Cruiserweight matchup. Uilli Hering, red trunks. Dmytro Kучер, 19-0. He's in the black and gray.
And depending on how this round goes, he could be looking at 19-1. This was it's been a close fight.
Yeah, even if he's measured himself and had a feeling out process and all that other stuff, he could have been doing to turn it on a little bit later in the fight.
Yeah.
Everything at a price. He gave away at least the first 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah. And now he's in this round. He's already eaten a few shots. I think Hering knows he's got to put a button on this if he wants to win this fight. So he's coming out strong and he's trying to land some big punches.
And that's a smart plan.
Absolutely. I don't think he's going to get knocked out. I mean, anything can happen, obviously, but
I mean, Kучер also hasn't put in enough work throughout the fight to easily know his range and find his target, too.
Yeah, exactly. And Kучer just ate a nice left hook. What a good combo by Kучer. Both guys are actually throwing some good shots and landing some good shots.
Yeah.
Looking for the big shot was Hering.
Yeah, that was more than apparent.
Covering up, waiting for the big shot. Didn't happen.
Not a huge sense of urgency from either corner.
No,
at this point. And I would think they would both want to put a stamp on this too, just to make sure.
Yeah, I would be. I mean, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to start swinging like a wild man, but you know, put some pressure, put some combos together, start throw a little bit of heat.
Kучer might want to go a little more wild man because in the beginning of the fight he may have given away a little bit too much.
Yeah, and he's got some. You can tell he's got a little bit on his punches. He could.
Right.
There's nothing saying he can't connect. That was a nice straight right. He needs to break and do more of that. You got to break and do more of that. Another one of those short hooks that looks like an elbow. Oh, nice loading up. Landed. That's going to be a close one to call. That was a good fight.
Hering just giving us a look too. We give him a nod. I mean, the guy did what he was supposed to do. He came and he fought to win.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. He was not on this card to win. You got a guy who's 19-0. They're building that guy for big things. A guy who's 14-11. He's a tough opponent that you're supposed to prove yourself for. And I don't know that Kучer did that. I think that Uilli Hering came out and stole it.
Chris Gregory's going to share with us. He's a sharing kind of guy.
Yes.
He has information on the green card.
Judge one scores the bout, 79-73. Judge Jim Thiessen, 78-74. And Judge Ray Hennessy, 77-75. All in favor of the winner on unanimous decision. In the red corner, Dmytro Kучer.
Wow. Hering knew. Hering knew. I gotta be honest. That was apocalyptic for me, Ian Harris.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I can see it going either way depending on what they were looking at. But